The Energy Charter process is a continual evolution of political and binding agreements designed to enhance relations between states in the field of energy.
Like the World Trade Organization, the Energy Charter process attempts to establish fair rules in order to avoid conflicts in the field of energy resources and equipment. It also promotes and protects investment in the energy sector and enables transit of energy materials and products.
The Energy Charter process first began in 1990, when Dutch Prime Minister Ruud Lubbers proposed the creation of a European Energy Charter to facilitate a common code of conduct covering energy between European countries.
The 1991 European Energy Charter was a non-binding political commitment built on goodwill, and this event marked the foundation of the Energy Charter process and the beginning of an evolution that continues today.
3 years later, in 1994, the political declaration would be transformed into the legally binding agreement that became the 1994 Energy Charter Treaty.
The treaty was signed in Lisbon by 44 countries plus the European Union.
Today, the treaty remains the world's only legally binding multilateral agreement specifically designed for energy.
As chairman of the conference that has negotiated the text of the Energy Charter Treaty, I have great pleasure in reporting to you that the conference has come to an agreement on the text of the treaty that is before this conference for signature.
The treaty was created, to a large extent, to address the crisis related to the dissolution of the Soviet Union. The purpose of the Energy Charter Treaty in the early 1990s was to serve as an instrument for energy cooperation between East, the former Soviet Union, and the West, mainly Europe.
However, the architects of the treaty created it to be a truly global instrument open to all nations. The text of the treaty, in essence, aims at international governance in various fields of energy with mechanisms of enforcement.
The Energy Charter Treaty is an international agreement that facilitates the creation of an investment-friendly environment and support global energy cooperation. Bangladesh is very keen to expand its energy landscape, so we encourage more investment in our power and energy sector.
At the same time, Africa has huge potential for energy production, particularly in the renewable energy sector. To realize its full potential and to address its deficiencies, Africa needs technical expertise, innovation, and huge investments in the energy sector. A multilateral agreement such as the International Energy Charter provides a solid framework in which investors can operate in, and I believe this can propel the continent to meet its huge energy demand.
All countries and regional economic integration organizations that signed or ratified the treaty are members of the Energy Charter Conference, which is the governing and decision-making body of the Energy Charter process.
The new International Energy Charter really maps out the common principles and areas for international cooperation in the field of energy, and that it calls for cooperation in the number of very, very concrete and important issues. Development of energy sources, diversification of sources and routes, liberalization of trade in energy, promotion and protection of investment, need for research in energy, innovation and technology transfer, and at the same time it calls for environmental protection and the use of sustainable and clean energy.
The conference meets at least once per year and is supported by the Energy Charter Secretariat, which acts as the administrative body and helps to implement the decisions of the conference.
The Energy Charter modernization process began in 2009 with the conference decision to broaden the participation of non-member countries. Since 2012, the conference actively engaged in updating the 1991 political declaration. As a result, in 2015, the International Energy Charter was adopted and signed in The Hague, Netherlands. The 2015 International Energy Charter is a political declaration that aims to update specific issues of the 1991 European Energy Charter in order to improve it and make it compatible with the energy challenges of the 21st century. Up to the end of November 2017, 87 countries and regional organizations from all around the world share the value and principles of the International Energy Charter, elevating the total membership of the Energy Charter family to 95 countries and regional organizations.